Yes, so I think everything is fine now. It was just a bit confusing there. Now, I've told you that this session is specially designed for all of you people and any student who has, thinking like, sir, I have got this golden opportunity and I don't want this to go. I really want to make it this time because I don't know what will happen in the next years of next one, next two. And honestly speaking, if you are one of those, I can assure you that this session will really be helpful to you. First of all, guys, let's be very honest to each other. How much you have prepared, you need to tell me. Were you confident when the exam was going to happen on 12th of March? Or you really was literally praying to the God that, oh God, if you can give me some more time, I'll literally make it very good. If you're one of those, I think God is really with you and you must make the best out of it. Now, what happens is that when you start preparing, a lot of negative thought comes. You might have seen that many of those, your seniors, who were just like you, and maybe not very, very good students, they have actually made it and got a very good rank. The difference between getting a rank and not getting a rank is mostly in the mindset. You are one of those students who actually made it from the PMT level, right? You all made it from those 15 lakh students in just those 15 to 20,000 students who got into the medical seat. So you are the star. You have to realize your potential and then start ahead. Please have that confidence that you are one of those 15 lakh students who got from the PMT and you are now preparing for the PG levels. Everyone has read in the MBBS time. It all depends upon how well you can revise it. These 100 days will actually make it very easy for you. It was difficult when there was just 50 days and I made a plan for all of you, but now I can literally give you a very good plan of preparing it for 100 days. But before I move there, I need to sort out a few things. Number one is you have to get rid of the negative thoughts. What is negative thoughts? Every day you start preparing, you wake up in the morning, you have your own plan, you take up your notes, and what props in your mind is, I don't remember even a page. And negative thought starts coming that I don't remember anything, how to move forward, what to read, what not to read, because I don't remember anything. Should I change my complete study material? I have been preparing for this app, I've been taking this video. Now, because I'm not able to remember it, should I change it? Your friends keep on telling you that this is a very good video and go and watch it. So that thought has to be stabilized now. Please understand, whatever you have read, and from wherever you have read, you have read it. Honestly speaking, every faculty does their own best to make the things easy for you. So you have to trust what you have read. This is not the time to change the source, especially if you read it once. If you have not read anything, I can tell you what source to choose. But if you have actually not read it, then I can tell you, you can choose anything. But if you have read something, please don't change the course. Secondly, when you start reading something, I'll tell you how to revise anything. You open a page and you see this page and tell yourself what to remember in this page. Don't read every line of the notes, because if you start reading every line of the notes, it will literally take so much time, you will not be able to cover medicine in 3 days or gynae ops in 3 or 4 days. My plan is as such. What you should do is open the page and just tell yourself, okay, I remember this whole chapter, I remember this and this part. What I don't remember is what I look at first. Because I'm telling you, if you start reading every and every line, tell me honestly, in the live chat, tell me honestly, how many have not felt this, that you're taking so much time to revise the same notes you have just read 2 or 3 weeks back, or maybe 1 or 2 months back. The same problem starts coming up. You start blaming yourself because I don't remember anything. You start blaming yourself, I don't remember anything, I'm not good for anything, and that negative thought keeps on your mind. What you do is, you just go to sleep, or you watch a Netflix video or any other video, and you completely waste your time. By the evening time, you again are in the same cycle, telling yourself, I have wasted the entire time. So first of all, what you must do is, please understand that you need to stabilize your thoughts here. You should get rid of negative thoughts. But you will say, sir, I actually get a lot of negative thoughts. What should I do? The moment a negative thought comes to your mind, you should block it. You must say, I will actually crack this year. I have to crack this year. It's not difficult, I'm telling you, it's not difficult. If you are thinking that you are not well prepared, I'm telling you, 95% students are in the same boat as you. So what you must do is just feel that you can actually crack it this year. Because if you can actually tell yourself that you can crack it this year, maybe the God will tell you, yes, I'll help you, and then you can get rid of the negative thoughts. But the moment you tell yourself, I cannot do this year, everything is then shattered. So first I want a promise from you all, just to tell yourself that yes, you can crack it this year. And it should be this year, not the next year, this year. Let us plan what you must do and what you must not do. I'll start with a very, very important problem of yours, grand tests. What is happening is, you are applying for a grand test. You're applying for a grand test, and the less number of marks you're getting, maybe in 35% or 40% out of 200. I have seen many students messaging me, sir, I am getting around 120 questions or 85 questions correct in my grand test. You know, my question to you is, how many questions are you leaving? Most of the students are telling me, sir, I am leaving a good amount of 30 questions in the grand test. Tell you one thing, will you do the same thing in the main test? The exam is approaching. Will you leave 30 questions in the main exam? You cannot afford to. The maximum number of questions you can leave in the main test is 10, maximum. So you must appear for around 190 questions. Even if you are well prepared, I should tell you to prepare at least for 195 question plus. Please understand one thing. If you are appearing for a grand test, it stimulates your mental status of the main test. So I want of all of you first to ensure that your number of attempts goes up to 190. And then you see where are you going wrong. Just don't blame yourself without attempting those extra number of questions. So what happens when you appear for a grand test, you are appearing, supposedly, I'm taking now for example, the next time that you appear, I will give you a complete schedule also. The next test you appear is supposedly you are appearing for 190 plus questions. Out of this 190 plus question, I can completely assure maybe that you are making 50, 60 complete wrong. Don't worry about it. Often, I'm telling you one very important fact. Often the grand test questions don't simulate the main exam questions. The grand test questions are made a bit tougher to you so that you prepare yourself well. But if you keep on giving grand test, the main exam will not appear different to you. It will be the same Sunday, the same time you're sitting. It is just the difference is you're sitting in the home and you're sitting in the exam hall. There's no other difference. Because the main problem that occurred last year in NEET was most of the students could not actually finish attempting the paper. So I want you all first to give a grand test religiously. Don't think about the percentage. Don't think about the rank. First of all, give yourself that preparation time to sit for 3 hours. Unless you don't sit for 3 hours, you cannot expect yourself to sit for 3 hours in the main exam. Once you start sitting for 3 hours and start reading every question properly, then comes how to improve your number. A golden rule. Medical science is all about excluding the options. Have you ever thought, why don't they give you all the questions are match the following, or all the questions are arranged the sequence? Why don't they give you short questions? Because they want you to look at the answer and tell what is the answer. So the answer is in front of you. You have to just look. It cannot be A, B and C. It should be D. Excluding option is the best choice. I have talked to so many toppers and everyone tells the same. Sir, by the time I gave many the grand test, I got to understand that this answer is not possible. It was not possible in the previous grand test, it's also not possible this time. So try to exclude options one by one. The more you teach yourself this thing, your scores will automatically increase. But you know, the major hindrance in your scores not improving is your revision strategy and your revision schedule. Till now, I've talked about 3 things. Number 1, I talked about you should believe in yourself because you were those students who got a rank in PMT. Out of the 15 lakh students, you were one of those. Second, I have told how to put positive thoughts in mind and remove every negative thought that can come to your mind. Because these 100 days, I can tell you, these 100 days is an opportunity for everyone. The only thing that you should do is forget everything else and only study, study and study. Nothing should come to in your mind. Only thing that should trouble you is whether you are able to study or not. You know what I did personally? Personally, what I did was, I never managed studies. I managed my life. It's a big statement, I'm telling you. I have experienced this. I never managed studies. My life was managed just to include study in my daily routine. And that is what you should do. If you're managing studies, that means you're doing everything else. The study should be your main focus and everything else should become the secondary focus. The way you eat, you must be focused on studies. The way you revise, the way you go out, you eat, everything should be on studies only. So you don't manage your studies, manage your life now. Manage everything else so study become your main focus. If you can do that, I can tell you, really you will be going the best of the best possibility in this NEET, upcoming NEET. Now we'll to talk about, sir, now is there any opportunity for us or not? Honestly speaking, sir, is there any opportunity for us or not? I can tell you one thing, guys, it's a very big statement. If you have not prepared till now, start with me. Start with me. Every week, we will decide how much we have progressed. Every week we'll talk about your shortcomings, and every week we'll try to improve on the shortcomings. That is what promise I can do to you, and one promise you can do it to me. The schedule I'm giving to you, you should religiously follow. Yes, you can make your own schedule, that's completely okay. But if you have a schedule, you follow your schedule. But if you don't have a schedule, follow my schedule. What I'm trying to make you understand is, so I have just seen, see, total number of days, I've written everything for you how to plan it. Total number of days I'm assuming from today, okay, I'm assuming your preparation strategies starting from today. And I'm assuming that today is 5th February. And from here, I'm taking you to the INI-CET. So INI-CET is on 8th of May, right? It's on 8th of May. And from the INI-CET, I will not take you to the NEET exam, which is on 12th of May, 21st of May. Now here, you have a good amount of around 83 days. And following this, you have 13 days here. Okay, now how to realize this 83 days? First of all, forget the May. Okay, forget this May exam. Not May exam, sorry. Forget this May month. And let's start understanding how can you start with February. Let's start with February here. Dekho. So I want all of you to utilize this Sunday for a grand test. This Sunday should be only for grand test and for any backlog. Okay, this Sunday should be for a grand test. Okay, this should be GT. Okay, and it should be for only for a backlog. Okay, nothing else. Whereas the Sunday every week for grand test and backlog. Suppose I'm giving you something to read here and you're not able to cover this, ensure yourself that you cover on the Sunday of every week. So I have made a plan for February, March and April. For those who are following my previous schedule, stick to it. Don't change it, because you are those who have prepared well. Let's talk to those students who have not prepared and literally believing that yes, I can do it now. They're literally believing that yes, you can do it now. So I am talking to those students who have not yet started preparation. What should we do? Dekho, I will not give you a schedule which you cannot follow. So I have made a schedule which you all can follow. You just make yourself very clear that you try to complete it in the same week. So I want you all to start with pediatrics, radio here, and forensic medicine. So how many days you should give? For pediatrics, you can give around 2 days, radiology 1 day, and forensic medicine 1 day. Kitna hua? 5 days. But what will happen is, something will be left out. And I want you all to cover that left out subject on the Friday or Saturday. And then apply for a grand test here. Now the question comes, sir, how to look for a grand test? How to revise a grand test? What to look in a grand test and what not to live? I have telling you this again and again. Because for grand test, please understand one thing. For a grand test, first look at the questions left. And you should tell yourself, why did I leave this question? You tell yourself, why did I leave this question? Was I completely unaware of it? Or this was completely out of the text question? It's completely out of the text question, don't worry about it. This question will not come in the exam. Or even it comes, you can't do a lot about it. But suppose you have read this anywhere in your notes and you make it wrong. Then what you should do is try to complete that entire thing from the notes only. Because the Sunday is yours. No one can take off your Sunday. Sunday is not a free day for me. Sunday will be the day in which you will prepare for your maximum and full potential. So, grand test plus those leftover portions should be done on Sunday. Okay, so let's come back to the strategy. On the first week till 13th, I want you to do pediatrics in 2 days, radiology in 1 day, and forensic medicine 1 day. So why I'm giving you this subject? Because I know that most of you who have read it anywhere or somewhere will be able to complete this. I know this. Don't you? Next, try to understand the next one. In the next week, I want you all to cover anatomy and pharmacology. I want you all to cover anatomy in 3 days and pharmacology in 3 days. Now your question should be, sir, should I read this subject for the entire day? Again, no. In the evening time, every evening after 7 p.m., you should go for previous year questions. This should be the key. Don't ignore this thing. If you are ignoring this thing, your grand test score will not improve, that's for sure, and neither will have confidence into what to read, what not to read. What will happen is, when you look at the previous year questions, maybe 3 years of AIMS or the 3 years of NICT, 3 years of NICT or the AIMS question, including the NEET question, what will happen is, gradually, when you revise the subjects, for example, you have solved the MCQs of anatomy in the previous day, the same thing you have to revise in the notes, you will give more attention to that. Okay? Again, you appear for the grand test on 20th. If anything is left over, complete on 20th only. Okay? Next, I want you all to start with path and medicine here. So why I'm putting path and medicine here? Because pathology is quite related to medicine. Okay? Now, because see, you have time now. Previously, when I took my old session, I told you very clearly that because you don't have time, don't do a combined revision now. But because now you have time and you can prepare well, I understand that pathology and medicine goes side by side. When you read glomerulonephritis from pathology, why don't you read renal system from medicine also? There's so many topics which is quite similar. Complete hematology is similar only, right? So surely that pathology you can give 3 days and medicine you have to give 4 days. But this medicine will spill over to the next week. Let's put the next week. Now, on 27, again, I prefer a grand test. Comes the next week. In the next week, you have to again start preparing for medicine here. And with medicine, I'm giving you a very short subject, ophtha. And here comes the March. Okay? So I'm taking ophthalmology here. You can again have this 4 days for medicine. That means the previous 3 days you already given. You can give now 1 or 2 days more here. And ophtha, you can just take in 2 days. Okay? Now, if you have a confusion, if you've not read any ophthalmology anywhere, either you can watch a video, but I would advise you, if you have watched this video previously, then don't waste watching the same video again and again. But yes, suppose you are very weak in the topic. For example, you're weak in squint or you're weak in the neuro-ophthalmology. So watch that video only. Don't watch the entire video then. Because reading notes will be more easier if you watch the video. But please understand, this was not the case in my previous session. Because that time you just had 50 days. Now because you have a good amount of days, literally speaking, you can prepare in a better way. So give yourself that opportunity. Give yourself the confidence because you will really crack it. I'm telling you, this 100 days is literally true. Anyone can crack this if you really make use of my schedule here. Okay. Then is the ophtha here. In the next week, I want you all to move to ENT and do the microbiology. ENT, I am giving you 2 days, and for microbiology, I'm giving 3 days. Sir, 5 days, 6 days, whatever, 1 day extra. I'm giving you 1 day again for covering the backlog of these 2 subjects. But if suppose you are not able to complete medicine here, again give yourself this backlog to cover here only. Don't spill over beyond the schedule. Complete is here only. Next, move to beyond microbiology, what you do. Then I'm giving you to cover biochemistry here and PSM. Biochemistry, 2 days, and in PSM you can take 3 days. Okay? Biochemistry 2 days and the PSM can be covered in 3 days. What next? This is important. Don't ignore grand test. If you are not giving grand test, then please don't watch this video. I'm telling you, it will be no use. And I'm so much sure because unless you don't give a grand test, you're not able to understand where you're going wrong. Now your problem, I understand, completely understand. You are saying, so grand test, I'm getting 40 question correct. I'm getting 50 question correct. How should I give a grand test, sir? I'm losing a confidence, isn't it? Many of you have the same problem. You are not given grand test because you're not scoring enough. Don't publicize your marks. Don't tell anyone else. Just tell yourself that I have got 14 number correct. I have made 160 wrong. Koi baat nahi. But I will ensure one thing. This 160 will not be wrong again. Bas, nothing else. Just ensure this thing. I'm telling you from a ranker. From ranker's heart, I tell you, this is how you score good enough. And your rank actually starts improving. Isn't it the fact that many of you are only not applying for a grand test, not because you don't want to, but because you are afraid? So let's remove the afraid. I'm telling you, I will meet you every week and motivate you every week. You will surely do the best. Then in the next week, start surgery here. Now I want you to cover surgery, and along with that I want you to cover orthopedics. So surgery will take at least 4 days and orthopedics will take 2 days. Okay? So in the March, you will be able to finish very, very important subjects. It's medicine is done, ophtha is done, ENT is done, microbiology is done, and those important subjects is done, including the February, which you have realized it very well. Okay? Next, in the month of April, what you must do. So from this April, again we have a schedule of this Sunday, that is 3rd April, 10th April and so on. So we have completed in the previous month, I have completed for you till orthopedics. Then move to the next week and start moving to the gynae ops. So gynae ops is literally very, very important, guys. Gynae ops question can be solved only if you read gynae ops. You cannot be solved by anything else. So read gynae ops in a good way. I am giving you at least 4 days for it. And with gynae ops, try to just complete a small subject, anesthesia. Do nothing else. 1 or 2 days is enough for anesthesia. It depends upon how much you are well prepared for gynae ops. So gynae ops can take 4 to 5 days. Anesthesia can just take 1 day. And 1 day literally is usually enough. From this, in next week, try to move physiology and psychiatry. So I have put physiology and psychiatry last because psychiatry can be done in 1 day, I know this, and physiology can be done in 2 days because you already covered the major subjects in the previous week. Okay? So gynae ops is literally very important here. By the schedule, now you apply for grand test, and by 10th of April, you'll be able to finish it once. Please remember, now I'm talking to those students who have prepared well. Then here comes the revision part. And now you can have first revision here and try to complete the first revision up to the 30th of April. So 30th April, you can finish the first revision here. Then in the month of May, you have exam on actually 8th, right? So here you complete the revision number 2 and apply for the 8th exam because here it is NICT. In the NICT exam, it's the main exam. Now, if you ask me what to revise for NICT, I'll tell you pre and paraclinical is the key. Pre and paraclinical subjects is the key for any NICT exam. Do not ignore for NICT these subjects. It could be anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, path, pharma, micro and forensic. They are literally the key. It gives you at least 100 questions or maybe plus in NICT exam. The day you come for NICT exam, take a complete rest, share the question to me, I'll give you the answers, and then tell yourself, okay, I have given this question, was I able to completely read the questions? Was I able to solve the questions? Was it increasing my heart rate? Just discuss that with me. And let's then see how to then have the revision number 3 here, and if possible, you can give a revision number 4 here, before you appear for the exam on the 21st of May here. Well guys, if you can do this, literally, I can tell you, it will really change your entire thing. So if you can take a snapshot of the same thing also. So I've tried to complete in February month, pediatrics, it is how we're starting with tomorrow, pediatrics, radiology and forensic medicine. I'm taking anatomy and pharmacology in the second week, path and medicine in the next week. Medicine will also cover in the next week again, ophtha, ENT, microbiology here, then biochemistry, PSM, and written the days also, surgery and orthopedics can be taken on the 4th week of the month of March. Moving to April, gynae ops, anesthesia can be taken, and physiology and psychiatry. Please remember one thing, this whole thing will be fruitful only if you don't waste your time and start today. If your question is, sir, is it actually possible to crack it? I can tell you, I am a person who is very positive. I always think about the positive things. Do not tell yourself you cannot do it. The moment you tell yourself, I cannot do it, no one can help you. No one can help you. So have that confidence here. Tell yourself the grand test number doesn't matter. What matters is, am I able to sit for 3 hours? Yes, you can. Am I able to complete reading the grand test questions in 4 or 5 hours? Yes, you can. Literally, you're going in the right way, direction. Are you watching Netflix videos or some other videos, or you're watching wasting time in Instagram or Facebook, then there's no chance. No chance at all. Forget it. Are you getting distracted? Delete the app. Delete the app. Don't even bother about those things. Okay? I'm telling you my own experience. The year that we prepared, it was the toughest time for us. But it gave us my dream. You will be also the same thing. You'll also get the same thing. Just please be focused. Do not let negative thoughts comes to you. If anyone is distracting you, if anyone is giving you negative thoughts, don't talk to that person. It can be your family, it can be your friends, he can be anything. If anyone is telling you it's not possible, don't talk to them. I'm telling you it's literally possible. And not only possible, it is possible very good rank. 100 days is literally very good, sir, but you have to follow schedule and you have to get grand tests religiously. Okay? Those who are preparing with my January schedule, you are finishing it in the 20th of February. After 20th February, I would request you again to start revising and to cover any backlog till the month of March. In April, you have your 3rd revision. In May, you have 4th revision, and then comes the NICT exam, following which you have one more revision to apply for the NEET exam. It is not tough, but for this, 2 things are required. Number 1, positive thought, and second, you should have one source. Don't change the source. It can be any source. Every source is good. It is just that what suits you. If my pathology suits you, take my course. If someone else's pathology suits you, take them. But don't change the source now. But if you haven't prepared anything everywhere, then LMRP video is very good from DBMSI. It literally is very good. The to the point book, previous question, they're literally very good. You should take that. Guys, honestly speaking, if you do this, we all can make it together. I will study with you, but you have to study with me. Tell me what is your problem, and let's solve it together again. I'll not take a lot of time of yours. Let's wind up now, promising each other that we will not waste our time. It is now or never. I have given you 100-day schedule for the NEET mantra, and I'm very sure you'll be cracking it. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Let me know if you need anything else in the live chat, and let's try to crack NEET together. Okay. Sir, how many days for each revision for those who are already preparing? Dekho beta, it depends upon how much or how well you are prepared. Was the subject having a backlog? So this is a golden opportunity to cover the backlog. It's a golden opportunity to make your top subjects very strong. Okay? So don't ignore a subject now. Even if you ignore one subject, and if that comes as a 5-10 questions, you're gone. You're goner case. Don't ignore a subject. So the number of hours or days you can apply is half of what you give with the previous reading. Suppose you read medicine in the 7 days, just apply 3 days. You read in 3 days, go for 1 day or 1.5 day. But I think medicine, surgery are long subjects. It should be given due amount of 2 days. For those, sir, while doing a question bank, should we read only notes and do the question bank also? The question bank is important, but solving a subject by question bank is only important if you are very weak in the subject. Suppose you are making all the question of pharmacology wrong, then go for a subject by question bank. Else don't go there. Okay? For those who are passing FMG and community internship, beta, I'm telling you, if you have passed FMG in November or in the June, you have a very good opportunity because you are the well prepared and most prepared person. And also, anyone who is in a regular batch right now, they are even the best of the best prepared because someone has prepared last year and they're again reading it now. You're reading it the first time and you are actually attending class. So don't get demotivated and just focus on what you're doing. Don't change your plan. I'm telling you, don't change your plan. About the vibe, so vibe is very important, and keep a time for watching vibe videos. A better way to watch vibe videos is as you complete a subject, watch the same video with that, rather than watching one vibe, entire session vibe on one day. It's better you to complete the subject's anatomy and see the vibe videos there. Vibe videos are very important. It will revise the entire subject in a very less amount of time. So I personally believe that any image-based session, especially Vibe, is literally very good for you to follow the course. So if your class is completing on 20th of February, how to adjust schedule? You just start after this. I give you the number of days for this. Try to cover the same subjects in the same amount of time, and maybe you can just spill over to the end of April, and then for the entire May you have a good amount of days to revise before the NICT, and then one more revision after the NICT before the NEET exam. LMRP 1.0 is very good for pathology. What I have done in LMRP is I have taken my regular videos notes, most of them, and tried to explain them in a very lucid manner. Anything which is very factual, I have tried to put that minimum and tried to ensure that all the last 5-year questions are completed in the LMRP. But now you'll say, so why not to watch LMRP and not watch the regular videos? Because LMRP is a short session. The concepts, if you're finding it difficult, watch my regular videos there. It really will be very helpful to you all. Okay, suppose you're not able to keep your pace every day. So I am one of those persons who are not able to run every day. Well, what to do? See, there will be a day when you're not able to read, study. In the same night, just promise yourself one thing, that tomorrow morning, I will not open my mobile phone, I'll start reading right now. The moment you wake up in the morning and pick up this nonsense, entire day may be gone. It's a good idea to keep the mobile phone switched off. Switched off. Forget about the airplane mode. Switched off, and then read your textbooks or your notes. Yes, if you are watching from the videos, put on airplane mode, put the Wi-Fi on, and then watch the videos. But do not go to any distractions. Distractions will be the major reason of you not getting a rank, because you have 100 days, and 100 days is really good enough to get a good rank. Can we divide subjects into 2 parts, 2 different subjects? Yes, you surely can. But for that, you should be confident enough that you will be able to finish that subject without losing the flow of subject, because most of the students, they actually want flow in a subject. So if you are able to do that, it's well and good. If you're not, then do one subject on one day. For remaining subjects, we are weak in, should we do it again? So yes, surely, if you are weak in a subject, 2 things you can do. You should first see the notes already you have written there, or if you're not getting a concept of that thing completely, watch the video again. Simple. Plain. Watch the video again only if you have time. Don't watch this video again and again. Only watch the video if you are not able to understand a subject or a topic. For that only, okay? So can we divide, okay, how to come off depression? It's not depression. If you are one of those who are literally not having that extra energy to work throughout the day, just try a bit of meditation. Morning may get out of your bed, sit on your bed or on your table and chair for 5 minutes, focus on something which is your dream branch or maybe your dream college, and don't think about anything else. The moment something else comes to your mind, block it. I'll not think about that thing now, because anything that matters now is my rank here. Daily previous questions of subject questions, it all depends upon how strong your subject is. If your subject is very strong, then don't solve subject questions. But if you're doing not very good in a subject, then you should go for subject questions. Okay. Yes, main source of revision surely can be rapid revision, because it really is very good way of revising a subject in less amount of time without losing the main concepts in the mini videos. Sir, everyday schedule time is not enough. What to do? So I think you have to get time. I'm telling you one thing that I did, and if you can promise you one thing, don't manage life. So don't manage studies, manage your life. Study should be the primary focus now, and everything should get aside. Everything should get aside. Marriage coming up, is it yours? No, leave it. Your friends telling you to go to movie, do you want it to go? You want it to go? Don't go. There's no time for that. You want a break? Okay, take a break. But don't watch movie or anything that can distract you, because if you do something, the thoughts will keep on pouring in yourself. So don't give yourself those distracted thoughts which will actually waste your time. Okay? First aid books are not, very helpful in a PG preparation. So if you have read it, then only read it. Else don't pick up it right now. It will not help you actually. Current series from Bharti is really very good. If you want to follow it, that's very, very good. So guys, I hope that this session was quite helpful to you all. Just a small request, subscribe to the channel because we'll be talking about this every week if you want to, obviously. So if you want to, we'll be coming every week and trying to motivate you all. And ultimately what matters is your preparation and my help that I can do in any way, and maybe we both can crack this NEET this time. So guys, wishing you all the best. Take care. Will not take a lot of time. I'll just take one last question. Sir, MCQ practice tests plus previous questions, everything is good, but without notes, it is half prepared. Please read the notes enough. It should be 70-30, 70 notes, or 30 MCQs, or 60-40. But don't ignore notes. Don't ignore notes. Okay? It's the bottom line of my entire session that I'm taking here. Okay, guys? So, thank you. God bless you all. Stay blessed, stay happy, and keep on preparing. Let me know how the session was in the comment section below after the video finishes, because I'll not be able to read this live chats. So after finish this video, if you want to share any thoughts, you can either WhatsApp me or Telegram me. My Telegram channel link is also in the description. You can join that and keep connected to me. God bless you all. Wishing you all the best. Take care and goodbye.